Today I'm showing you guys 5 beginner tips to help you become a better passer in Madden 25. In Madden 25, I think this is my biggest leap in terms of skill, especially when it comes to passing. So I'm gonna be showing you guys my tips, some of the things I've learned throughout this game. Now, my first tip is your passing settings or passing mechanics. Now, right in settings, under your game options, you're gonna find your passing mechanics right here. And passing type is what the most important is. On, classic, right? It's just classic Madden passing controls right here. You just press the button, it goes right to the receiver, nothing too crazy. The accuracy is determined by the quarterback's ratings or stats. Placement right here, I would prefer, or not prefer, but I would encourage a lot of people to be on. Basically, you're able to press your L2 button or left trigger, if you're on Xbox, and your left stick to place the ball where you want your receiver to catch it. So like, for instance, if your receiver is running like a streak and you want the ball in front of them, you hold your left trigger and then you hold up on the stick and you're able to put that ball out in front of them. Passing slowdown off, obviously, it doesn't really matter in terms of online play. Pass lead increase, I have none. But reticle speed right here is pretty important. Now, reticle speed right here, I prefer 7 out of 20. Basically, what it is choose the speed at which the placement reticle moves. So that when you use the freeform button, there's a reticle that moves, and the higher you have it, the faster it is, the slower it is. Placement accuracy is basically where you're able to time your passes as well. So you press the button, right? You're able to time it. So like, let's say I want to throw square. I hold square and then let go. And, if I get a perfect timing pass, it'll be blue. If I get a decent time pass, it's green. If I get a bad timing pass, it's red. But sometimes even when you like overcommit on the button and you just hold it, most of the time it'll be green anyways. Allows you more control. That's what I can say. My second tip is having an offensive scheme. And what I mean by that is when I ask you the question of what is your offense, and you sit there and respond with a playbook, you don't really have an offense, right? You're just picking from coach suggestions and all that. And if you are picking from coach suggestions, let me get you out of it, okay? So popular formations and popular playbooks are the Philadelphia Eagles playbook. What it's popular for is the normal Y off close formation. And what's very good about it is the Y sail. It has cheat flat exposed. It has a nice jet sweep, PA snag. And when you are finding a formation and you don't want to use meta, find plays that are unique, that not a lot of, playbooks have, and not a lot of, like, you can't hot route. So, like, this zig right here on cheat flat exposed, you can't hot route that, right? Jet touch pass is very good play and stuff like that. And then when you come over here, you have a bunch in the Eagles playbook. You have a trips tight end flex in the Eagles playbook. You have trips tight end in the Eagles playbook. So this is why the Eagles playbook is so good. Now, another playbook that is pretty solid is the Detroit Lions playbook. Now, what makes this so good is it features formations like bunch X nasty with the motion cross post. It has smash return. It has Y option pivot, tight open, which is a solid formation, especially in regs. I don't think it's that good in Ultimate Team. But then you make your way over to trips tight end flex right here, and it has the motion Y post. So does the Eagles playbook too. It has a few meta formations. It has a few powerful formations, especially in this bunch. So basically, in this Lions playbook, you're going to be living in this gun bunch, and you're going to be living in this trips tight end flex. It has very powerful plays, and if you want to air the football out, this is where you want to be. Next is Seattle Seahawks playbook, and if you have not watched my last video, go watch that, man. This goes over all the formations that I use, all the plays that I use. Features plays like gun bunch tight end. It features gun bunch spread nasty, trio halfback weak, trips tight end, and other plays like Y whip out right here. You got some unique formations and stuff like that. You even have a doubles close with Y sail, so it's basically like normal Y off close, but not as good. Definitely not as good. But this is a cool little unique off meta playbook that you can kind of get used to. It has a bunch Y flex too that is pretty solid. So if you want to be off meta, you want to have some good runs with this halfback off tackle, and also has this wide zone, and then has jet sweep right here, which is pretty solid, and then it has 0-1 trap as well. So if you want an off meta formation that's more balanced, you can run the football, you can pass the football, the Seahawks is definitely a good option. Now, the third tip right here is having good route combos. So once you found out your offensive scheme, now you gotta have some good route combos to go with it, because if you're running something like this right here, what is supposed to get open? Like, tell me right now what's supposed to get open, because this is a terrible route combo. It's man coverage, so this drag's gonna get open, but still, that was the worst route combo I have ever seen. Now, right here I'm in doubles, and I'm in the Y sail play, because I feel like you can cook up a lot of route combos out of here and stuff like that. So, now I'd say one of the most popular concepts are the flood concepts. Now, what makes these so good is that it has a streak pushing everything deep, then it has a corner route underneath it, and then it has a flat route right underneath the corner route. So there's one flat defender, right, guarding 2 routes. So one of them are going to be open. You just have to be patient enough and make the right read. So right here, as you can see, they're going to go down to X. We throw our 1 right here for our nice 3, 4, 5 yards. And right here, as you can see, we're throwing X, the corner route wide open. So flood concepts, sorry, are very, very good. Now, you always want to drag out in the field. Drags are probably one of the best routes in the game. They beat man, they get underneath those zones. It's really, really hard to stop. Like, as you can see, boom, like that is so easy. Drags are just so good. Now, another popular route concept is a high-low read. So basically what a high-low read is, it's basically having a low read, such as a drag or a slant, and then having either a crosser or a post on top of it. So right here, as you can see, I have a drag and then a crosser right here. And what is going to happen is going to create nice separation, and it's going to create like a 2-man read, right? Because what we want to do when we make our route combos is we want to make it as easy as possible to read the field, right? Basically making the user choose. That's what we're doing right here. We're basically making the user choose between our drag or our crosser. Now, obviously, we have flats right here, just in case, you know, don't have hard flats, or it's just to clear out any type of zones and stuff like that. Because this flat right here is going to get to the sideline, then it's going to leave this crosser wide open once it hits the sideline. But right here, it looks like it's zone, and they're going to drop back to that crosser. Actually, the crosser was open, but so was the drag right there. So, you know, you're just basically making the defense choose, and you don't have to throw those routes, or especially the crosser, right in the middle of the field. You can wait until it gets to the sideline as well. That's the good thing about that crosser. It's going to run for a while. Another powerful concept is the return route concept. Now, usually when you are running a return route concept, you want to have a drag in front of it. So as you can see, Kelsey's on a drag. We have this return route right here with DeAndre Hopkins. So if they guard too much up on X, so our drag route, then we can throw a return route right behind it. Now, if they guard too far underneath and they have their hooks on 5 for some reason, then we can throw this deep in route right behind it. So obviously, right here, Kelsey is wide open. That return route was wide open. And return routes are so good in this game. They're so good against man. They're so good against zone. Right here, you have to wait a little bit longer, but that's a good thing about return routes too. Like, they might not be open initially, but then you can wait for them to return back into the middle of the field. It's just too good. Like, the return routes are just so good. If you don't have some in your playbook, you definitely should, and you got to implement them in your strategy. Now, my 4th tip for you guys is knowing how to high pass, or especially when to high pass, right? So how you high pass is holding the L1 button or holding the left bumper when you pass the ball right there. And as you can see, your receiver goes up and tries to catch the ball. So it's usually going to be better, obviously, on taller receivers, right? Like Kelsey right here, 6'5", he's able to high pass that. Now, if I throw that regularly, I don't know if number 6 gets there. I think he probably does, or doesn't, sorry. But still, you know, that's how you high ball. So right here, I'm going to high ball it right in the seam, and it is so good. Like, high passes are really overpowered, and you need to be taking advantage of them because they will save you a lot of the time. Like someone like Kelsey right here, I'm going to throw a high ball. The worst that happens is either he catches it or, you know, it's going to be an incomplete pass, right? Kelsey, you know, obviously 6'5", so it's definitely better with those taller receivers. You definitely can do it with smaller receivers as well. But obviously, you know, when you have a bigger body out there, 1, he's going to be able to, you know, catch easier, and 2, he's a bigger body, so where it won't get intercepted as easily. Now, right here, the worst that happens is it gets oh, wow, that guy actually got up there. You know, throwing high passes, one of the most OP things you can do in Madden 25. And my 5th and final tip is pocket presence. Now, pocket presence, I'm not going to lie, is a very tough thing to do, all right? I'm just going to put it like that, but it's one of the most useful things in Madden 25. Having good pocket is just so useful because it allows a scramble lane right here. So, like, look at that. Perfect pocket right there. I can't believe I just did that. But now, how I, you know, have good pocket right here is, and I look at my offensive line at the beginning of the play just to see how many people are blitzing, right? Now, as I step up right here, I can see, obviously, an easy scramble lane, so I take it. What having good pocket it has right here is, if I step back, step back, this guy is going to come right in and sack me. So most people would just step back and take this sack right here, because number 74, he wouldn't be able to get wide enough. So if I step back to, like, right here, this guy's going to come in free and be able to sack me. But since I step up right here, have good pocket, I can either hit square over the middle, or, you know, I can throw R1 in the flats and stuff like that. But, so 1, it's either going to have a closer range to you and the receiver to catching the ball. So it's going to be, you know, a shorter distance to where you're throwing the ball to the receiver. Or 2, you're going to be able to have a nice scramble lane right here and be able to, you know, slide, get your 15, 20 yards and stuff like that. And what it also does is, even if this guy broke off and sacked me right here, I take a 2-yard sack. rather than if I step all the way back right here and take an 11, 12-yard sack. All right, boys, if you guys did enjoy the video, though, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, of course. It's a little bit different than what I usually do, but if you guys did like it, if you guys want intermediate passing tips, let me know. Leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.